Fox 7 Austin Ditto content creator Donnie Wong here at ATX TV Festival with the cast and crew of Monarch, the new Fox show. I have singer and actress Beth Ditto, Melissa Lennon Hilfers, who's the executive producer and creator of the show, and Adam Anders, who is the executive music producer of the show. So we'll start with Melissa. Obviously, tell us about the show. I mean, it's very highly anticipated. I know it's kind of hard. I mean, I went to the panel earlier, and you kind of explained it as kind of like a royalty kind of country music kind of thing, right?
It is an epic, multi-generational drama about the fictional first family of country music. And there is palace intrigue, sex, murder, love, betrayal, and family.
Yeah, and I mean, you talked about it at the panel. It's a kind of a very personal project for you. I mean, talk to me a little bit about that.
So the core of the show for me, the emotional core, it's about a woman who is in the shadow of this incredibly talented and famous family who has dreams of her own and for life reasons, as we all have, hasn't yet achieved the heights that she wants to. And when she finally gets her chance, she's at a certain age. She's over 40, as I can imagine what that's like, let's just say.
I can.
And she wonders if it's too late. So in an incredibly high stakes world of, a royal family, what does that feel like to do anything to make your dreams come true? That's the emotional core of the show.
Yeah, no, it sounds really interesting, and you have an amazing cast. We have Beth here, but tell us a bit more about the rest of the cast.
So we have the first couple of country music are played by Trace Atkins and Susan Sarandon, which is beyond a dream come true. I mean, I would never have imagined that we could get those two to play Dottie and Albie Roman, and they're phenomenal together. And then we have we have three children, played by the wonderful Beth.
I'm the baby.
She's the baby. She's Gigi.
Mine's Julie.
We have the middle is played by Josh Sass, who is a wonderful actor.
Wonderful.
And we have Anna Friel playing Nikki Roman, who is the character I was just talking about.
She's the next level.
The eldest child of the family, like myself.
Yeah, Beth, you had a lot of great things to say about Anna during the panel. Tell me about working with Anna and Susan and Trace, all those people.
And Josh too. Everybody was so incredible. Everybody on the show is so awesome. You know who's going to be a secret sleeper? Who's a real hit? Is Earl. He's a character you'll see.
I love him so much.
Who's played by Kevin.
We need to talk more about him. Kevin Cahoon.
Kevin Cahoon, and he is the breakout star. He is incredible, but he's been in everything. He's actually really accomplished. So whatever. But we all got along so well, and we're really supportive of each other, and so we all learned a lot from each other. But Anna was just she really set the bar for how what she made it really hard because she was such a hard worker, and you would just be like, I'm off for 2 days, and she'd be like, well, here's my 16th hour and I'm here, and you'd be like, oh, it feels so bad. But she's so incredible. She's British, and she has a southern accent in this, and she kills it, and she cared so much. I mean, I can't even tell you how hard she worked, and her voice is incredible. I think everyone's gonna be blown away by Anna. I really do. But it was great. It was a great cast.
Yeah, no.
Everybody's gonna love me. I mean, we know that. They're gonna
we saw a
love
clip
me, honey.
during the panel. It looked amazing. Talk to me about singing, and I know it's kind of a departure from what people know of your background.
People don't know anything about my background. It's a departure because it's so strict, and it's very tedious and very by the book, and I don't do anything like that, anything, for real, nothing. I don't even put my makeup on the same way twice every day. One day I'll do eyebrows first, you don't know. But this is it's very studious, and you have to learn, you have to it was a lot of work. But I don't know what I was saying. So the music part was I had to really unlearn everything that I had been taught myself, because I never took any lessons or anything. So it was being trained at the same time in this whole other school that I never even thought about. And so at first it was really difficult, because it was you would be in there for 7 hours on one song. And then it eventually got to 2 hours on one song, which is still a really long time. But I had to really completely take everything from scratch. I had to start completely over and do it as Gigi instead of as Beth, which is different.
Yeah, and Adam, you had mentioned it earlier about how difficult it is, honestly, to do sort of a musical TV show because of all the time it takes. So talk to me a little bit about how the process for Monarch was like.
It was exhausting, frankly. everybody wants to make a musical. It's just really hard, and it's even harder in COVID. And we had a lot of challenges. You know, we were just talking about it. Whether it was trying to get a session of musicians together in a studio was hard. It was just a very difficult process trying to do what we were trying to do as a team. But it's rewarding too. You know, when you figure it out, a challenge is always great on the other end of it. You know, oh, we did it. We got through. And it's, you know, getting these people together. We can't really meet like you normally would. We wouldn't be able to hang out in the studio and find your voice. We had to kind of figure it out as we went.
You getting to know each other as we go along, weren't we?
Yeah.
Like there was no like.
We had to strip her of Beth and build her back up as Gigi Roman.
Oh, Beth
which
is
is
still in
what
there.
the 8 hours down to 2 hours. I got to figure out something to torture you with next season. I'll find something.
Maybe learn another language. Like do everything in a different language.
Let's not
Sing
do that.
Spanish or something.
Yeah,
There you go. Yeah.
We have a character who sings one of our original songs in Spanish, and it's
yeah.
phenomenal. Did I say in Spanish?
Is that Emma?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
It's part of the sort of
Emma's
mythology
great.
of the family is that they have this incredible song that it's a beautiful original song, and a young woman has become a TikTok star doing the song in Spanish, and she enters our world.
Oh, all right.
Like
yeah.
oh, she's one of the young ones. The young
Well, that's the
ones.
thing. When you said that, like, someone's gonna blow you away, I thought it was gonna be either Inigo or Emma.
Oh,
because we
Inigo and
have this
Emma.
younger
Two
generation. It's
young,
a
phenomenal talents. Two singers.
phenomenal, and
They are incredible.
they're great.
I'm
Yeah.
telling you, the cast is amazing. Like the cast is so good. They're just like it's really like everybody's really awesome people. Everybody's like everyone worked so hard. Like yeah, but yeah, she's great. They're great. The young ones. That's what we call them. They were the
Young
young
ones,
bloods.
yeah.
They were the young bloods.
Yeah.
They were like
Well, we're talking about what Beth and Anna went through, having probably the most scenes. You're on set all day. You got to learn your lines. You got to shoot. Then you got to go to the studio. You got to record for, like she said, 6, 8 hours. Then you have choreography rehearsal. It's just endless.
There's no
And
break.
people just don't see how much work goes into it. And you have to go to the hair and makeup truck, and you got to get fittings, and it's just endless.
Yeah.
And it has to look effortless because they were born into this on the show.
Right.
So making the incredible effort look effortless is.
it was
a
fun for me
challenge.
because my look was so downplayed in the show. So like I was like what? Yeah, this is great. Like you know, like I'm supposed to be like more natural or more like earthy, if you will,
Okay.
butch. But like I was just like very. It was
could've
cool
used
for
the
me.
hair and makeup truck half of the season. I was so tired looking.
Someone comes over
Couldn't
like
sleep at all.
cucumbers
Yeah, it
under
was
your
cool.
eyes.
Well, you guys mentioned the music, so let's talk about more about that. You know, there's original songs, there's like covers of songs. You know, talk to me about like how that came together. I mean, you guys kind of mentioned you had songs kind of in mind, and then other ones that just kind of came through the process. Like,
Yeah, I think one of the things we haven't talked about is, there's generations in the show. We talked about, the matriarch and patriarch, and that's a different generation of music. So there's some classics like Hank Williams and Dolly Parton, things like that. But then there's Gigi's generation.
And originals written for their
Yeah,
era.
and originals written for their era,
Yeah.
which is a challenge in itself. They have to feel like they're classics and not written today. Then there's, Anna and Beth's characters who are their kids. So that's another generation.
And then Inigo and
then
Emma.
Inigo and Emma, the grandkids. So there's 3 generations represented musically and different decades that we're trying to represent musically, songs that we're doing today, but that we want to say were written. So we have versions of them from the 70s. It's like all over the place and really cool, really fun challenge for me and my partner pair. But it was, I think it turned out okay.
When I watch shows, and we talked a lot about this with the network and studio, and we've talked about it because Adam worked on Glee. The shows that I watch that have music, when I know the song, it's sometimes an easier entry point and more fun. So we wanted from the beginning to include these epic songs that everyone would know.
That's
Country songs,
smart,
but there
yeah.
also are crossovers that, I mean, even worldwide were hits, and give them our own flavor and make them Monarch, which is the
Baby
magic
Shark.
that they did. But so I think so many of the songs are going to be familiar to a very broad audience, and that was important.
yeah, you
Yeah.
guys said there's a few surprises.
There are, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we're not just making a show for country music fans, even though they're going to love it.
I hope.
But I think we wanted to create a way in for people who might not be country music fans. And it's great television for them too, and they're going to hear songs they know as well, done in a different way, of course. And I think that's kind of why I was brought in, because Glee wasn't a country show, obviously, but we did do a lot of different things and genres, and everybody got something from an episode. What they didn't know when they called me was I actually started my career in Nashville. So actually country is a big part of my history musically, so it was really fun for me.
But I mean, I love that it was sort of like a back to your roots. You guys have a very personal kind of connection to the show. So that must have been fun being able to kind of like revisit that.
It was like it's just like it's funny when you get to like I just the only things I've ever done, like the only acting I've ever done was as a Southern person. That's the only acting I've ever done. It's funny. It's like very like it's just really funny. But yeah, I love one of my favorite things was that me and Trace are one of the few Southerners on the show. So it was like I don't know. It was just really funny. I can't explain it, but it was fun. It was a great time.
Yeah, no, it looks like a great time. I mean, you guys obviously have a great rapport. Like, it must have been awesome just working on the show with everybody.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And I mean, to your point about it being personal, from a writing perspective, I mean, I work out a lot of family issues in the show. I mean, it's complicated, and
You got a few more seasons hopefully to figure it out.
I know. Someday
work the
I'll work it all through. But
You can work on mine.
it's
You can work on mine.
That'll be season 12. We go to Sweden.
There you go.
I got one of everything in my family. You can have a personality for everybody. So many siblings.
But it's so layered and nuanced, like every family is. And I think we really wanted to embrace that and celebrate that and like just kind of face it. So yes, we're like, I mean, it's so funny. She said we always got along. I mean, there were times we had dinner and I felt like I was sitting with 3 siblings because it wasn't bickering. But don't you think there was like a sibling dynamic with you guys?
Who? Me
You
and Josh.
and Anna. Josh and yeah.
Me and Josh really. I mean, not in a
I
mean
mean, they
way at
spend
all.
so much time together.
Yeah.
I mean, there have been so many times that Josh has been like, "Shut up," and like
also-
for real, like little kids, like to the point where like somebody like in the makeup trailer, they would be like, "Y'all are finding like little like kids," because like he'll be like, "Ow, I'm hurt," and I'll be like, "Whatever," like really like siblings, and it happens.
I
You
was
spend
like,
so much
it's
time together.
working. You know, like they're really feeling like siblings. And Susan is very maternal, and I think with all of us, I think sort of became the mom on the show.
What can we expect from the season? You know, I know you don't want to give away too many spoilers, but you know, when people watch it, what are you hoping people get out of it, and what can they expect?
So there is a murder mystery that begins in the pilot that will be that will unfold throughout the season. That's really fun. There is a complex family dynamic that, you know, I say because it's true, that the original idea was, what if the Romanov dynasty were reimagined as a family of country stars in Austin? And, you know, that's all about a family who is purporting to tell the truth and really has a lot of lies deep down. So a lot of those lies are going to come out and be revealed, and the family is going to go through family stuff in the context of all of that happening and these huge stakes, and also beautiful clothes and glamorous events and, you know, hopefully getting to be a fly on the wall for all of that.
Yeah, it looks awesome. Thanks for chatting with me today.